Hey.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Kev.
Well, today we're doing our flushing of our Atwood Dometic hot water heater. First thing to do is I make sure I shut off the hot water heater and make sure the tank is cold. If you can, if the tank is water's still hot, you can turn on your valves so the water comes out. All your faucets so it comes out cool.
Okay.
Okay, got that done now. I go in and put in my tank in the bypass mode.
Yep.
For winterization, which we normally would call that. Then come outside, take my pressure and temperature valve, open it up, release the pressure inside the tank. So it comes all out nicely. All right, so enough pressure has been relieved. I have my plug in. I take my 15, 16 socket and stuff, and then I unscrew it, let the, staying out of the way.
Yeah.
Because once I go like this, I shut it off, then do the plug so water comes out slowly, then it comes out real fast, get some air behind
Got
it.
it.
All right. And then I would take that, take my wand, hook up back to city water. Again, I'm in filtered water, so just remember which way this is pointing so I have an orientation. And we're just going to give it a good rinse.
Okay. And again, yes, we filter all our water going into our Avion. We have actually a 2-stage right now on the exterior, and then for our drinking water inside we have another under the counter filter, so it's actually a 3-stage.
Yeah.
For drinking water.
And if you don't, you'll get sand and all the sediment in the bottom of your hot water heater tank, and that will start.
And it's always good to wear duck shoes when you're doing this.
Yep.
Wear Crocs.
Yep. Again, you're looking for little particles, little white crystals. That's just calcium in your tank. And again, you just want to give that a good flush. And I let it run out again. See what I got going on. Again, I've already had flushed it, and now I just vinegarized it, sanitized it. So it dissolved a lot of that calcium.
That's what you see on the door there. You can maybe see some of the little calcium drops.
Drops right there.
Yep.
Again, we're just going to give it a good flush around.
And this, as full-timers, we do
every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
It's just quicker. You just take off your cap.
As part-timers, let's say somebody goes camping 4 times a summer. What do you think?
Just once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year. Again, sanitize your tank with the vinegar in the spring. So it's just saying, get it nice and clean. And make sure you use your filtration so you don't get all that sediment and stuff in your tank.
Right.
You even when you're
even when you're filling from your home water.
Filter. You can see some of the little.
Yeah, I can see it. Yep.
It's dissolved and came loose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're pretty regimented on this, so ours is probably going to look maybe cleaner than yours, especially if you just bought an Avion and you have no idea, or any RV, and you have no idea what the maintenance was on that tank.
Yeah.
Because you'll extend the longevity of these tanks tremendously if you keep them in good
if you have the
cleaning order.
Atwood Dometic aluminum tank, and then Suburban is metal.
Suburban is going to be a different
process.
So if you have a Suburban,
you're going to still flush it out the same steps, but you have an anode rod in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
in the Suburban,
Suburban hot water heater. Again, just get it in there, rotate it around so it gets everything. So, I got enough flushing done. You could go longer, whatever you wanted to do. But once the water comes all the way out, I'll take my
ours is a 6-gallon.
6 ounce. Then I'll take my 1-inch plumber's wire brush. And I get in here and just rotate it, cleaning all those threads out from the Teflon tape or any other debris that has got in there over time, and just clean that up really nice. And once I got that nice and clean, and then wash it out again. My plug, these are not that expensive. Go get some plugs.
Right, but that is specific to the.
This is the Dometic plug because it's a second safety system. if the tank should ever get too hot and this doesn't blow off or release the pressure, this will melt a little bit and the threads will come loose and it will slide out.
Okay.
It will come out. That's the engineering.
Rather than blowing up
The tank. It's just a
inside
secondary safety. So I got that cleaned out. Threads are done. Flushed it. Boom.
By the way, folks, you see this red tube right here?
Yes.
This is not something you will typically see in your Avion at all. This is a Protang fire suppressant tube that we had installed professionally at the FMCA rally we went to. Protang was there, and that it works like a mini fire extinguisher. If anything,
very high-end quality material.
Yeah.
In case this somehow started a fire, for some bizarre reason, this melts, puts out the fire there, puts out the fire in the refrigerator. We have them in the refrigerator. We have them by the furnace, inside the furnace area. We have them underneath the lithium beds.
The battery bank, in the battery bank area.
And also on our power source coming in to the trailer for safety.
Right.
So it was all done. New Teflon tape. Inspect your plug, make sure it's still in good working order, threads are not destroyed.
And I'm gonna say I'm not familiar with working with this stuff. So one of the things Kevin did was he put the Teflon tape on clockwise because you're going to be screwing it counterclockwise.
Basically clockwise, turn the other way.
Righty tighty, lefty
and back
loosey.
in, 15, 16. Again, hand tight. Put it on, hand tight. Don't crank it down because you'll strip the threads or hurt it. And once you got that in there, you're going to go back in, take your winterization back into normal flow, turn on your city water, fill up the tank. The water will start coming out of here. Flip this down and push that pin in because sometimes it will stick a little bit. And you're going to let this drip a little bit and check it, make sure it doesn't stop. It stops dripping. Then you know that's really good seal. If it wasn't still dripping, redo it. Flip it down and make sure you push it.
I'm going to show them closely that tiny little pin
right there, and just push that back in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Just get that little extra.
It really seats it.
And then once you did that, you're checking. Okay, no more drips here. Good. Down here where I put the plug back in, no drips. Run hot water heater. Turn it on. Make sure it's running. And then once it gets up to temperature, I come back out, re-inspect because the heat may have made it a little bit loose. No water here. Threads are not leaking. You're done.
Okay. So the whole process, once you get used to doing it, how long does it take?
Under half an hour.
Yeah.
It's more, is how much time you have to spend underneath your bed, lifting up your bed, getting underneath there.
Depends
Here
on...
it's just you grab your 15, 16, open it up, and just, spend the time playing with it, and you're done.
All right. Great. Thanks, Kev.
You're welcome.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Pewter Palace and thepewterpalace.com. We are on YouTube, the symbol the Pewter Palace.
Yep.
You can find us there. Lots of other helpful DIY tips and some travel videos and all sorts of good stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.